Right, I think we can start. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Athens Institute for Education and Research, Athens for short, I'd like to welcome you to this 9th Annual International Symposium on Environment. My name is George Poulos and I'm Vice President of Research. Athens was established in 1995 and its mission is to act as a forum where academics and researchers from all over the world can come together to this historic cradle of democracy, Athens, in order to exchange ideas on their research, to interact with each other, and to discuss future developments in their disciplines. The basic activities of Athens include the organizing and hosting of international conferences and symposiums, such as this one, the carrying out of research, and the production of various publications. Since 1995, Athens has organized more than 200 international conferences and other events and has published close to 150 books. Athens has also organized numerous roundtable discussions and public speeches on various topical issues. The Institute is also currently involved in an ambitious project regarding the proposed establishment of an academic village. The aim is to establish a community of research scholars and academics, and the proposed village will include a conference center, living facilities, as well as facilities for research and recreation. You'll find more information on this in the green paper in your file. Turning to today's formal activities, you should each have a program by now. Please note, and this is very important, that each presentation is limited to 15 minutes. The chairpersons will keep time and will use 3 and 1 minute reminder cards. I'd like to ask the chairs to adhere strictly to the time constraints. Please allow for questions and discussions after all the papers have been presented and not after each paper. The chairpersons must also fill in the report forms that they'll be receiving. This is important because the final program will be based on the chairperson's reports. Should you need to make use of technical facilities in your presentation, please confirm that everything is in order before the session begins. There will be someone from the admin staff to help you in this regard. We have Vasily and Olga here as well, and if you need to ask them anything before the session, please consult them. And there will be a coffee break also between sessions, which will give you enough time to do so. You should also consult the social program, which is red in color in your file. The Greek night tonight is to be recommended. Apart from Greek cuisine, there will be lots of Greek music and dancing, and you can even join in if you like. There will also be an urban walk tomorrow. The person responsible for that will be Dr. Gregory Katsas, whom you'll meet tomorrow. Then follows the cruise to selected islands and the visit to the ancient site of Delphi. On the issue of publications, the Institute is involved with various publications. Firstly, there are abstracts which are published. Secondly, the papers that are presented are placed on the web as part of an online paper series soon after the conference, and these have their own ISSN number. They are not peer-reviewed, please note that, but they can of course be cited. The purpose of this publication series is to firstly disseminate information in your paper as quickly as possible, and secondly to allow for feedback in case you wish to make amendments before submitting your paper for publication in a book. With regard to book publications, you will all receive an email soon after the conference asking you for a final draft of publication, for publication consideration that is, and any other information that may be relevant. All papers that are submitted will go through a referee process before they'll be considered for publication in a book. And then finally, Athens now also has its own journal series, which includes papers which are considered to be outstanding in content and which are selected and peer-reviewed by an editorial board. On the issue of collaboration, we at Athens would also like to collaborate with other institutions. Academics and researchers and institutes are invited to collaborate with our institute on research and educational projects. If you're not yet a member of the institute, we would like you to join and to assist in reviewing and editing of papers, amongst many other things as well. Part of our vision is to organize visiting fellowships, and we are now in the process of discussing this. Finally, academic colleagues, as is clear from the program, you have come from so many different countries, and we at Athens sincerely hope that you'll make the most of this opportunity to interact with each other, that you'll enjoy this conference, and that you'll go back home with fond memories, and most of all, that you'll want to come back to our conferences.
Okay.
Enjoy the conference. I'd like to hand over now to President Dr. Nikos.
You're chairing the first session.
Yes, I'll
can sit over
yeah.
there. Okay, George, you cannot go far away with those. Good morning. I'd like to welcome all of you to this 9th International Symposium on Environment. I'll take a few minutes because I want to say a few things and make clear what we are doing here. My name is Gregory Papanikos. I'm the president of this association and not institute. I'll explain why we use the word institute. And that organizes small events. Our mission is to make Athens like in ancient times. People can come from all over the world, meet and exchange ideas. One way of achieving this is organizing small events. I want to make this clear. We say that in our policy, but very few people read, including myself. I don't know our policy. But I have to implement them when a question arises. Now, as I said, we're a world association of academics, of professors, not a Greek association. It's like United Nations. It's based in New York, even though some people say it's an American association. But it's not true. It's a world association. Most of our membership, over 90%, come from outside Greece. And even less than 10% that come from Greece, actually they have long experience in teaching and researching abroad. And just they return to Greece, and they hear, like Professor Poulos, for example, he's professor in South Africa. And now, he retired, he was born there. He retired, it's a classical example of it. And he moved to Athens. So we use his expertise and service, and primarily his accent that nobody understands. That's not English. That's the best is my English, so my accent is a prototype that he can follow. Anyway, coming back to the events, I like to make sure and explain. When an event becomes gross, we split it, because we don't like big events. So we have more than 50 paper presentations in 1 year, then we organize another conference. Let me tell you about the history of this conference. So we started with 25 papers 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Now the second, the third, the fourth start growing, over 100 papers. So we cut into pieces. Now, this conference relates to another 4 or 5 conferences that we organize. We organize a conference on ecology, on water, on earth, on agriculture, on physics, on chemistry, that sprang out of this conference. So we have more than 400 papers. If we had only one conference, which is a general conference on environment, we'll have here 400 papers. So people will come, present, and leave. So we don't like that. Now, and you can see in our programs that we want to organize small events, and in many cases, parallel events. During a week, we have other conferences, small conferences take place. So you can see different people moving around, and it's, so you say, are you not in a conference? That's not enough information. You have to specify which group. So this is to make clear why you don't see here 400, 500 people, because we do that on purpose. This is our mission. Serves our mission. So please, if you expect, and we say that 1,000 people, there are many conferences around the world, you can go there. But this conference draws people from different countries, and that's our idea, to meet people from different countries. And this serves our purpose. And I want to make sure that if you present here and leave, you don't serve our purpose. If you think that the 15 minutes presentation is the most important part of the conference, you are wrong. And this is not it. If you don't participate, then you miss the entire point. Of course, you paid, it's your money, but it doesn't serve our purpose. And actually, all the events that we organize, the dinner tonight, or the Greek night, and the dinner tomorrow, they are private events, in private rooms. So we can continue the discussion that we started through this conference. So I like to make clear, because I don't want people to have different expectations, better or worse, about this conference. Now, Professor Poulos mentioned something about publications. Let me just repeat that the abstract book and the Athens paper series are not reviewed. It's garbage in, garbage out. But it helps a lot, the communication. People want, the abstract book has only one purpose. That's the abstract review subject. It tells what you presented. The paper series gets a nice SSL number so it can be cited, because citations are more important than publications. For those of you are academics, they know, all of you are academics, they know it. It doesn't matter what you say about my publication, make sure that you spell my name correctly, so I can get the right citation. Okay? This is amazing, but you can publish a paper at the 1,000 people cited as an example of the worst publication ever, and still you get promoted because you have 1,000 citations. You see, so nobody questions the quality of that. So I don't want to say more about our associations. What I want to say is to welcome you all again. If you have any questions, you can ask Professor Poulos or our assistants here. And of course, tonight, I'll wait for you and we can continue the discussion. Now, I give the floor to Professor Abatzoglu, that is the head of this unit that organizes this conference. And just before I give him the floor, he has a presentation to make just before lunch. And he will explain what is this presentation. And Professor Poulos is chairing the first session. Professor Poulos, we can start right away, don't break it, even though we start early. Professor Abatzoglu.
Welcome. So as Professor Pavanikos said, this is an international association. I'm the head of the Environmental Research Unit. I'm Greek, of Greek origin, but I'm working and living in Canada, the University of Sherbrooke in Quebec, and have a big research group in two areas. One of them is the junction energy and environment, from which we have also spun off the company. And I will explain some of this in my presentation just before lunch. And the other is related to particulate systems, is a chair with the pharmaceutical company Pfizer, has in common the behavior of particulate matters. So welcome. I'm a more technical and scientific person, so if you have any questions about technical content, if you believe that your paper is not at the right place in the program, I'm responsible for this. So please let me know. And for the next issues, we'll try to be better. So again, I think everything about administration issues and organization has been said by my predecessors. So I understand very well your pronunciation. It's close to Canadian, in fact. So I will talk about technical issues in my 5 to 10 minutes presentation just before lunch, hoping that this presentation will open your appetite and not close it. So thank you very much.
Right, I think we're going to start this session.